I just walked over to Maximilian's, and like what normally happens when I walk over here, we start working on some of his crap.
It's all the crap you sold me.
Yeah, he said it's all the crap I sold him. Anyway, this car, although it runs pretty damn good, it's always run a little bit rough on idle, and well, actually the idle sounds really good. It sounds really mean. But when you're just doing light cruise or coming off of idle, it's always had this kind of hesitation. Anyway, we've just never really got it running 100%. And Maximilian's even more fussy than I am when it comes to that. Sometimes I'll put up with a little bit with a high performance car because, you know, sometimes they run a little bit lumpy low down. Anyway, this carburetor here, which is an Edelbrock, which I think is a 770 or 750. You know, we've done the ignition system, as you've seen in some of our previous videos. And the timing's right, and the compression's great, and everything else. So, Max just went up into his upstairs area to see if he had any carburetors lying around. And lo and behold, new in a box, a 670 Holly. So, this is a 402.
396.
Oh yeah, well it's a 396, but they're actually a 402, and it's a high performance engine. It's got 30 over pistons, a cam, everything. I mean, it's a really nice engine. I believe the compression was like 20 psi over the factory specs. Anyway, so we're going to bolt on this Holly and see if that changes anything. Well, I don't really feel like it. I got my nice shirt on and I'm hot. He's sorting out the fan though.
Yep, get this big shop fan going. Cool stuff.
Yeah, he's trying to make it as pleasant for me as possible to keep me staying here.
It's working.
I know it is working. I got to put new fuel fittings on this. Looks pretty easy though.
It'll take us half an hour.
Oh, that's needs a fuel rail on this. I think I might have one over at my house. Anyway, we'll get this going. And we'll let you guys see how it works out when we were done. So, Sonny Jim's putting the carburetor on. I've got to get the little nubbies to go in the side here to connect the linkage up. And sort out the springs.
This carburetor's probably been sitting upstairs for like, I don't know, 8 years.
Oh.
I don't even know when I bought it.
Well, it's been dry, it's brand new, it's in a box. So hopefully we can just put gas in it and adjust the float levels and it'll work. So we'll soon find out. So we've just put the new carburetor in, and amazingly enough, it runs right off the bat. So it's even idling right now with the AC on, so we're going to let it warm up and then I'm going to adjust the carburetor a little bit. I checked out the sight glasses and the fuel level seems pretty good, which you generally want it about halfway up the sight glass. Adjust the mixture screws, but I found that sometimes, you know, a lot of people go too big with the carburetor, and you could easily put a 750 or larger on this car, but when you drive in the city most of the time and you're going from red light to red light, even if you want to accelerate fast, you generally get better performance and a lot better fuel economy by going a little bit undersized with the carburetor it makes the fuel delivery velocity a bit stronger, and the vacuum signal is better, and it's more responsive. So this is a 670 carburetor, which is probably going to be perfect for this car, even though this car could probably use an 800 CFM carburetor. Because we're not drag racing it on the drag strip, that's only really going to come into play at, you know, wide open at 7,000 RPM, you know, going down the drag strip. Running around at 3,500, 5,800, accelerating around town, the 670 carburetor is probably going to be a lot better. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and adjust things right now. Alright, so we got the new carburetor on, started straight up. Actually sounds really nice, but a couple of little weird things going on. I can't adjust the idle low enough. If I back off the idle screw, the idle's far too high. Also, the mixture screws, basically they're only half a turn out, and doesn't really make that much difference. And the car backfires a little bit on deceleration before, and with the hesitation we were talking about before, I believe everything points to a vacuum leak somewhere. It could be fairly minor, but that could cause all those different issues. So, with that in mind, we're going to have to track down where the vacuum leak is. And I don't think it's on the carburetor, but we'll check round the base. And but anyway, here it starts up really easily. You can just literally turn the key and it starts up really good. So I know everything's basically really sound. We just need to fix the vacuum leak. Ice cold AC, that feels good, Sonny Jim. Right, I'll stand here. Alright, so it's pretty close. And I think the gremlin in this car, which has been bothering us for quite some time, is down to a vacuum leak. And it's probably on the intake manifold.
Yeah, so it's process of elimination right now. We've replaced the distributor, we've replaced the carburetor, and everything's pointing towards a vacuum leak at the moment.
Yeah, I believe I've put my vacuum gauge on this a couple of times and I didn't see it fluctuating or anything. This car, anyway, we'll have to get back to doing that, put the vacuum gauge on, see what the readings are, and you know, get some water or something, spray it around the intake, and see if it changes the vacuum readings when we got the vacuum gauge on it. I'm going to do a little bit of reading and see what's the best way to do this. Anyway, mission almost accomplished.